Hi, welcome to Yellow Slate, your very own school search engine that helps you find the best schools for your kid based on various filters and parameters.
Welcome to Yellow Slate. Today we have with us Miss Niraja, who works as a social science educator at Vishwa Vidyapeeth Takshashila branch, which is located in Yelahanka, Bengaluru. To get to know more details about the school, let's have a conversation with her. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste, sir.
Ma'am, to begin with, can you take us through your typical day at the school and what do you think is the major USP of Vishwa Vidyapeeth Takshashila branch?
Yeah, sure. As we get into the campus, it is again a nice fresh day. We have a lot of greenery around. Our campus is vast, and as we go in, we see the children coming in. We settle them down in the classes, and later we do take them for assembly, which is a regular practice in our school. So in the assembly, the children they get the updates of the day, and then we do have Bhagavad Gita chanting on some days. So and then after the assembly is done, we get back to our classes, which we start by a regular kind of introduction and what the teacher is going to go through the day and what will be happening throughout the day. So this is what updates we give our children, and we carry on with the regular.
Got it, ma'am. Also, what do you think is the major USP of Vishwa Vidyapeeth?
Of course. The major USP of Vishwa Vidyapeeth is our Hindu culture. We do follow our Hindu culture in a very nice way, and it is a holistic learning. It is just not superficial. I should tell you, children get to know the value of everything, what they do, and what are they learning for. So that goes deep into their roots.
Got it, ma'am. Going to our next question. So, as you teach social science for grade 9 and 10,
Yes.
applying the CBSE curriculum. So, how do you approach teaching this subject to students, especially when concepts become more analytical and opinion based?
Yes, of course. We do train them for competency-based questions. Like we give certain situations and cases. Along with the chapters of the NCERT books, we do relate it with many of the case-based studies, and we help them out to solve it. We let them analyze what it is meant for and what could be the reasoning for it. So we do give them such training so that they are ready for their board kind of question papers. So case-based studies goes on in our classes. With every chapter, we link it with many activities, and that is how we keep the class interesting.
When you're talking about activities, if you can be a little specific, what kind of activities, ma'am?
Sure. We have subject enrichment activities. Like, for example, if they are in economics, we have something called as body mass index. So we just do not tell them what it is. We make them do that. We make them go through that practically. And then we ask them, from this, you know what your body mass index is. So what is the next step you would take? Like, how would you integrate this with your daily life? So we ask them to come up with their suggestions to maintain that body mass index. So it is just not for the sake of studying. We ask them to do it practically and learn about it. So, and not only that, we also integrate with other subjects. Like I integrate with math, I integrate with science, like nutrition part. Let us take care of nutrition part. Then sports. So how will you stay fit? So this is how we try to integrate with different subjects and make it a subject enrichment activity.
Got it, ma'am. Ma'am, when it comes to social science, it covers history, civics, geography, and economics. So, how do you make these subjects engaging and relevant to students' everyday's life? And if you can also cite it with an example.
Yes, sure. History, of course, children usually do not want to study history. Many of them, they keep asking, why should we study history? This is the common question we come across. So we usually tell them, see, we take it with their basic family. Like you would always like to know how it is, how was it about your father, your grandfather, like that. And what have they been? What was their culture? So in the same way, we as citizens should know our past history, and we should try to learn from our mistakes and try to correct ourselves if it is needed, or we have to take our learnings from history and relate it to the present. So that is how we bring about. Based to civics, of course, our daily current affairs is all on civics. So we try to, we have something called as NI, newspaper in education. So we try to relate some current topics with the chapters what we have. When we are doing about political parties, so what is the present situation? How has campaigning been taking place? So the children are also given a chance to enact that in the class. We ask them to form some political parties. So they just stimulate these things for us so that they are interested. And economics is always about like our day-to-day activity, how we are handling it. We talk about global economy. So we relate it with various day-to-day life and try to keep it more interesting.
Got it, ma'am. Ma'am, as we know, the school emphasizes more on experiential learning. So, how do
Yes.
you bring real world examples or project discussions into your social science classes?
Fine, sir. That's a good question you've asked. See, we totally believe in experiential learning, and our theme for this year was Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, and wherein for Kisans, we actually took up the agricultural activity. So this agricultural activity was again connected to geography for us, the kinds of soil. We connected to economics, the entrepreneurship part of it. So what children do is just not learning from the books. We take them to the fields. We made them realize the basic process, what is needed, how to get the soil ready, what are the different kinds of seeds. So we are again integrating with different subjects, and these children are learning right from calculating the cost to how they will market it. So it is just not for the sake of doing an activity. It's a learning in process. It is a progressing thing which will not just stop with what they have learned for this year. Probably they will carry it to the next years also. So this is how we do a lot of project-based learning as well as experiential learning.
Got it. So how do you balance this deep conceptual understanding with preparation for CBSE board style assessments?
So we have different kinds of assessments. Some of them we call them as multiple assessment. This falls under the formative assessment. And then we have the summative assessment, which is actually the board pattern. Like we have periodic tests, we have half yearly, we have board exams. So we want the children, not everyone will be well versed in writing. Some of them have different ways of learning. So through multiple assessments, some of them are good at music, some of them are good at debating, some of them are good at drawing, something like that. So we have different ways wherein we can bring out the children in their own field. Like we use comic strips to depict a historical event. Okay. Then we have pick and speak. We have debates wherein each child is allowed to come out in their field. Okay. Whatever they are good at. So we cater to that. And of course, after that, you have your regular summative. So we allow the children, we train them towards the board pattern by giving them small summative like tests, then discussion through differentiated worksheets. We help them out. So in this way, we help the children to do their formative and summative exams.
Got it, ma'am. Ma'am, programs like VVP, MUN focus on leadership and global awareness. So how does social science help students build communication, leadership, and decision-making skills?
Yeah, through social sciences, we create awareness among the current affairs. Okay, we create awareness of our neighbors, the challenges we have faced, and the challenges we are facing with our neighbors. So what best resolutions can be taken by discussing these problems? So we give them certain issues which are brought as different committees. They are discussed by the children. We train them to prepare papers for this, and we help them to take certain resolutions and what best can be done to combat those issues. So this is how we help through MUN.
As a school's strong focus on Indian values and the Guru Shishya tradition, so how do you integrate ethics, civic responsibility, and cultural awareness into your lessons?
Yes. So the school believes in one of the concepts like Annadata Sukhi Bhava, wherein again it is an SDG goal for us, where we try to integrate that with our chapters. So when we are talking about sustainability, when we are talking about no hunger, no poverty, what best can we do as students or as school to combat this problem? So this is how we try to create awareness. So something in economics, we have a chapter called food security. So then I ask the children, what best can we do to try this kind of issue? How can we combat? So they have come up with various ideas. We even tried, the children tried to contribute food grains, dal and rice, and they were ready to cook for the poor or the needy and go and serve them. So this itself shows how well they are versed with the social issues and what best ideas they can have, so that we can make them more empathetic towards the society and contributes towards the society.
Got it, ma'am. Ma'am, can you talk about how do assessments, debates, projects, or written work help students improve their understanding and expression in social science?
Yeah. So see, our system is as such that it is not just we learn and we just forget it. So only through these assessments we can come to some conclusion, because we are oriented towards towards our marks. The board is as such. So we are oriented towards marks. Yes. So as I told you, we have formative and summative, and formatives help them to build their internal marks. So not every child will be good at everything. So the formatives will help them gain their internal marks, their credits. And summative, of course, we help them through differentiated worksheets. We give them a lot of case-based study related questions wherein they reason and they try to get the answers. We prepare them for the board in that way through question banks. We have detailed question banks where each child solves it, and we try to help them with the board exams. Other than that, we also have project-based learning wherein the child goes through a few days or maybe few months. They take up some project, they do a study about it, and they present their project, which as per the CBSE guidelines.
Got it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining and sharing some of the great insights about the school and the approach you as an educator and with the help of school following at Vishwa Vidyapeeth Takshashila.
Thank you, sir.